With that, if people don't know about the deferred, the DST, things like that, then it's just one less tool in the toolbox for them to know there's this option.
With your clients and your background, what would you say is the biggest frustration you've seen with the 1031 exchange and or lack of their options for other assets that aren't 1031 eligible?
Yeah, so the good news is when I was an escrow officer, Brett, in California, I was for 10 years, I cut my teeth on 1031 exchanges. That's all we did. So you can imagine this is back in the early 80s. We didn't have computers. And so we would do 10-way exchanges. And of course, yeah, I mean, it's phenomenal. What a amazing education I received. So I understand 1031s. Right now, the issue, of course, is, I can sell my property. I want a 1031. It's trying to find that other property, right? Because of interest rates and loans and costs are much higher. So a lot of people are having some issues. So reverse exchanges will work sometimes. Obviously, your solution, where if I'm at an age where I don't want to continue to invest in the real estate, because I want to be out of the game. So I'm moving into the legacy part of my wealth, right? Where I'm trying to let go, simplify, reduce down. That's where Capital Gains Tax Solutions is really phenomenal. And I'm so excited to work with you because it makes a lot of sense. I'm not forced into, I must continue on. One of the things that I did notice many years ago is a lot of young real estate investors is how they really move the needle. So they gather up those 5 single families, partner up with others, and invest in apartment complexes, and really moved up the wealth creation stage because they used the power of 1031s. But it's timely, it's complicated. Everyone has to be on the same page. Everything must fall into place because you only have a certain period of time. And things happen. In all the years, there is never a smooth escrow. Never. And so with that, if people don't know about the deferred, the DST, things like that, then it's just one less tool in the toolbox for them to know there's this option. And that's why I love this, because I imagine a lot of my clients have been with me 30 years, they're retiring, they're passing, they're all kinds of things, and they don't want to continue to invest in real estate. So that's fixing the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that. And if people want to learn more about the Deferred Sales Trust, you can go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. That's capitalgainstaxsolutions.com. And it does work for cryptocurrency businesses. You can save your failed 1031 exchange if you have the accommodator that will accommodate, and we have those strategic alliances to help you with that. We just love the freedom that it provides, Cheri. At the end of the day, we're all in search of some kind of freedom, and that could be passive financial freedom, right? It's part of Robert Kiyosaki's cash flow game and the cash flow quadrant, and even Rich Dad Poor Dad, right? Getting out of the rat race. And/or you want time and energy freedom. You want estate tax freedom. You want 1031 freedom. You want location freedom. And when people are selling these big homes and these big businesses and cryptocurrency and real estate, sometimes, like we just did a deal for a client out of Idaho. He sold 5 mobile home parks. His name's Gary. He shared his whole story on my YouTube channel, on the podcast as well. It's coming out about he got financial freedom. He did an amazing job of growing about 2 million to about 10 million over about 5 or 7 years. But he found himself just inundated with management and changing laws and, just frustrating at being a landlord. And so he used the Deferred Sales Trust to not only keep his cash flow, but in fact, increase his cash flow, but really decrease all the time and energy and stress. And so he goes, Brett, this is incredible. I've been waiting for this. I didn't want to trade my 5 mobile home parks for 10 mobile home parks. I already had 5 problems, big problems, problems being his time and energy. If I can get rid of all of that and I can travel more and spend more time with my family and maybe start another business venture, maybe even still buy real estate with the Deferred Sales Trust, which you can, he goes, why wouldn't I do this? That being said, most people, Cheri, they go, it sounds too good to be true. Like, why isn't everybody doing this? I'm curious, you heard about it, I think about 60 days ago now, right? And you're becoming one of our strategic alliances for LLCs and different things like that. I'm curious, what was your thought when you first heard of it, and how are you feeling now?
Well, I was really excited because I love a bigger toolbox. So obviously, I'm having conversations with my clients every day. And so now I have this option. What I really love about this, Brett, which, in the rage of all the self-directed IRAs. So, I've been on the front end of every trend, right? Because I've been doing this for so long. So all the rage of the self-directed IRAs, which are still phenomenal tools, but you have, prohibited transactions. You're very limited as to what you can do. And depending on your age, you can never touch that money for years. And so, again, a very powerful tool. It works in a lot of situations. Same with the younger investors who want to do regular 1031s because they're in all that wealth accumulation and everything else. But what I love about your solution is there's really no limit. I put my money in, I can take the money back out, I can go invest it with other things that I want to do. And so the flexibility of it, the fact that it is a note and it pushes the capital gains tax out for as long as I want it, I can continue to invest. I just think I look at these as money buckets. And I think this is just another powerful money bucket that I can utilize for whatever reason without all the limits and the structuring and all the issues that come with other types of trusts and things like that. So
amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Cheri, for sharing that. That's encouraging. And it's always nice to see someone who can get it so quickly and see the freedoms they can provide. By the way, people want to learn more about that, go to capitalgainstaxsolutions.com.